everyone. So we're doing the Interracial Couple Tag, and I just thought this was a really interesting tag because you know, you see like boyfriend tag, girlfriend tag, husband wife tag, but like I feel like this is a little bit more specific, and even though, you know, we're fiancés, we have experiences different from other people who may not be in like interracial relationships. So let's get started. What is your race and ethnicity? So you can answer first.
Okay, well, mine is really simple. I'm just 100% Japanese.
All right. And I am a multiracial person, so I am Native Hawaiian, I'm Korean, Filipino, I'm also Native American, and then I'm English, Irish, Scottish, and Welsh. So I'm very mixed.
Definitely.
Was this the first time dating outside of your race and or ethnicity?
Okay, so yeah, for me, this was basically my first time dating a non-Asian person. My prior relationships were with girls who were like, I think 100% Asian, maybe like mixed with like Chinese, Japanese or something like that, but they were all very Asian looking.
Yeah, but I'm like I am part Asian, but I'm not like 100%.
Or even had a little bit of non-Asian even.
Also, like, you've dated a lot of Japanese people back then.
Very, very like East Asian looking.
Yeah. For me, this is not the first time because a lot of my past relationships have been with white guys. Like, I'm just really mixed, so whoever I date really is gonna be someone that's like outside of who I am, unless I find someone who's also specifically, you know, Hawaiian, Filipino, Korean, Native American, English, Irish, Scottish, Welsh, like, so whatever I do, it's always going to be someone outside of like my, you know, identity. What has been the most challenging thing about dating interracially?
I think for me, there wasn't too much trouble in terms of our relationship. I mean, it's not really that big of an issue, but I guess the biggest hurdle kind of was seeing things in your perspective, because you lived a very different life than I lived, especially considering that we live in Hawaii, where my race is kind of like the dominant race, basically. And even in Hawaii, where we have like a lot more like people who are of darker skin tones, like Lily still gets treated differently, basically.
Yeah, even though I'm Native Hawaiian as well, just throughout history, we've been treated like outsiders in our own home.
Yeah. So just like seeing things in your perspective and realizing like the way that I see things is not always it's not the only perspective, that's why. So just seeing it in your eyes basically was kind of something I had to get used to.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. What do your parents think of your relationship? Well, I mean, we're engaged, so like we're pretty good. But I remember when I first told my father about Chazz. So my father is half Korean. I told my father about Chazz, and he's like made a comment saying, "Oh, you're dating an Asian guy for once," and then because like a lot of my relationships have been
the track record is very, very Caucasian.
Yeah, I think my dad was actually like, he was kind of cool with it because, you know, he's just like, oh wow, an Asian guy, and my dad's Asian, so.
My parents' first thought, I don't think they even like. They probably noticed that you were definitely like not very East Asian looking, but I still remember the first thing they said was that you're really beautiful. So you know, that was already a good start. But I don't think they really cared all that much. Maybe they were a little surprised, especially considering my track record was all pale Asian girls. So
like the typical East, because we say East Asian looking, but anyone can look East Asian, you know, just to clarify. But for our definition, a lot of people assume East Asian is just like this, pale skin, black hair, straight hair as well, and very skinny. So that's what, you know, a lot of people assume, which is weird because you look at my father and my grandfather and they're Korean, but they have like dark skin. So yeah, guys. What did your friends think? Well, again, my friends were also like, well, you're dating an Asian guy? And I said, yeah, like, you know, he's really sweet, he's really handsome, and yeah, but my friends love Chazz, and they were they definitely liked his more like mellow personality and how he was, you know, he wasn't like a douchebag or anything, just like my past relationships. But yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, my friends were very similar to how my parents were, because my friends know me. Especially my close friends, we've known each other since we were very young. That's why, and so their first thought when they saw Lily was, "Whoa, she's dark skinned and has curly hair and is not
Like Asian
is not
looking.
Oriental Asian
Yeah.
basically." But they didn't have any like there was no hate or racial biases or anything like
Yeah,
that.
no, and
Yeah.
I'm friends with your friends, just
Yeah,
like
we
you're
all-
friends with my friends.
We all get along really well, so
Yeah.
that's the main thing.
Your friends are wild. Next question is, do you get dirty looks or stares in public, and do you get comments about your relationship?
So yeah, this is all you noticed.
Yeah,
these things.
I noticed these things a lot more than Chazz. I have noticed there's been times where we did get dirty looks in public. It's usually from like older people, like usually older, Asian people, sometimes like tourists as well. They get a little bit surprised at this. But they're not always dirty looks. We just get stared at. I think it's just because, people aren't used to like seeing this kind of relationship.
Yeah. Like such a big difference in skin tone.
Skin tone, hair type,
Yeah.
and like all that sort of stuff. Some comments that I've gotten, like the most popular comments I've been getting from our relationship is, "Wow, you guys don't look like you'd be the type of people dating each other."
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? Why? The first thing they always say is, "Well, because he's Asian and you're not." And then I say, "Well, I am Asian. Not be Asian looking, but I am still part Asian, no matter what. Like, my hair, my skin doesn't, deflect my Asianness. It's just he passes, more as an Asian person than I do." Do you plan to get married and or have children?
Well.
Yes. And yes, we do plan on having children. Definitely later
Yeah.
along the line.
When we're more emotionally and financially ready, basically.
Yeah. But yeah, we do talk about that though.
But we're not in any rush, really.
Yeah. No. If you plan on having children, how do you think they will be perceived? I don't really know.
I think a lot of that's going to depend on how they end up looking. Because
Yeah.
like if they pull a lot from Lily and they end up really dark, then maybe if I'm with the kids, I might get some weird stares.
And then vice versa.
Yeah.
Like if they look a lot like Chazz and then they see me, they'll be like, "Whoa." It was like that too, just because my grandmother, she's Caucasian, and I just remember growing up and we're in public, people gave her stares and they thought she was the babysitter, and she said, "No, this is my granddaughter."
Yeah, but maybe by then, like interracial couples
Hopefully.
will be more common, maybe. So
Yeah, but also it'd be cool if they looked exactly like a mixture of both of us, but then people like
So yeah, then
don't
we
say
don't get-
anything about it. Is it different dating outside of your race as opposed to dating within? I kind of want you to answer this one first.
Okay, so here's the thing. When you date within like Asians, a lot of Asians have similar values and like we raised kind of the same. Like especially with Japanese, we all have a very I don't know. It's just with Asians, we're all raised in a very specific way, kind of like other Asian people will know exactly what I'm talking about. And then so it's just like it's just getting to know a different culture basically, because that's what Lily is. She's this culmination of all these different cultures. She's raised very differently than I am, and it's not wrong or anything like that. It's just different, and you have to be open to this new perspective basically.
Yeah, and I was raised in a very like kind of mixed household. I've had a lot of different experiences growing up. I remember being more, and still am today, like being more immersed with my Hawaiian culture, because especially the school I went to, it wasn't a Hawaiian immersion school, but like it could have been counted as one, just because
Yeah.
I was raised learning Hawaiian, speaking Hawaiian, dancing hula, all that sort of stuff.
Your appearance also pulls very
And
Hawaiian.
my appearance, I pass the most as Hawaiian, which is probably why when people, think, "Whoa, that's so different." Just from my past experiences of dating people who weren't, my race, it is a bit different because it is, like what Chazz said, learning about a different culture from yours.
With any relationship, but especially with interracial relationships, you really need to be open to like the cultural differences that exist between you two.
Yeah.
Like you have to be open and understand that they live a different lifestyle, but that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
And just like to be open to those changes.
Yeah, because like even just outside of race, our personalities are very different. Chazz is very introverted while I'm extroverted, so we had to like get used to that as well. Do you interact with other interracial couples? We kind of do. Like some of my friends like are in interracial relationships.
Like which ones?
Like Sequoia.
Oh yeah.
There, our friends Brock and Alex.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So yeah, but not that much. A lot of my friends are single.
Yeah.
And his friends are single too. So
I think it's also that even today, interracial couples are still kind of a rarity. That's why.
Yeah, and people think just because this is Hawaii, like, you know, there's gonna be a lot of them, but we don't know a lot of them.
Yeah.
Even in Chazz's fam. Oh well, your cousin is actually.
Oh yeah,
so his cousin is married to a white man, and they have a child together. But other than that, a lot of your cousins or people you're nearby have been dating within like Japanese people.
I mean, I think that's just like, in general, people tend to date within their race for the most part.
See, my family is just like can't relate.
Yeah, your family is like all over.
And you're also like can't relate. Hey, last question.
Last question.
What made you fall in love with this person?
You want me to go first?
Yes.
I learned that I was able to be vulnerable and open and myself around you and just be comfortable with that. And also the fact that you were able to be vulnerable and open with me. How we weren't afraid to show our weak sides to each other. And how and when we do show our weak sides, how we're able to basically help each other out and like keep each other strong. I think when I realized that we have that strong of a chemistry and a connection with each other, that's when I realized like I was in love with you.
You took the words right out of my mouth. What made me fall in love with Chazz was just he was so genuine and nice to me, and I don't want to generalize a lot of things, but so I dated a bunch of white guys back then, but not white guys that weren't from Hawaii but were from the mainland, and they were always just so like aggressive and arrogant about a lot of things, and they made me feel like inferior. But Chazz wasn't like that. He was very understanding and like compassionate, and he treated me like an equal, which was really nice. He had a better answer than me, so I'm just gonna
yeah, great answer too.
leave it at that.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for watching.
Thanks
that
for tuning in,
our
guys.
that was our
Interracial
video.
couple tag.
Yes.
Right. Thanks for watching, guys.
Have a good day, night, or whatever.
Thanks.